We're speaking with Phil Costner, chef, operations leader, and highly respected industry veteran who has now set his sights on La Madeleine. Stay tuned for the next in our series of Leaders with Guts. What do you see as the greatest opportunity for La Madeleine going forward?
Well, I think probably I think from a growth standpoint, I think franchising is an enormous opportunity for both the franchise community and for La Madeleine in that we have such a strong personality, we have such a strong heritage. We're not an also-ran, so I think that we have an opportunity in that respect. I think that another opportunity for us is to get a louder voice within the advertising community. You know, we're small, we don't have a great deal of resources to throw at this, and so it's been one of our biggest challenges is to be heard amongst the mammoth fray of voices out there in online and radio and television and outdoor media. It's tough to be noticed when you're a little guy. So I think that's one of the big opportunities for us is to get out there, again, through community, through our involvement with Susan G. Komen, through some PR efforts and the openings of these new stores, and to be heard and become recognized a bit.
And what do you think are the challenges that you're going to be facing in the next 5 years?
You know, I think that's one of our primary challenges is to become recognized. Number one, I think that we're faced with the same challenges I think that the rest of the industry are. You just never know when wheat's going to go up 10, 12, 13-fold, and that makes for some pretty exciting times at the commodity table. But I think that our challenge is the same that a lot of people face, and that is to remain relevant. You have to remain relevant in the eyes of your core consumer. And this world, there's so much that the amount of information that is available today, and people are so into food and they're so into adventure and so into trying different things. You've really got to stay on top of your game. You have to remain relevant in order to maintain your market share.
Have you noticed any change in your customers' dining habits during the recession?
A huge appetite for value has emerged. A huge appetite for value. In terms of the way they're eating, not so much. I think the smaller portion movement happened pre-recession. I think that was probably accelerated through the recession. I think more and more some of the bigger players that you thought might not go to some of those smaller portions have gone to the smaller portions in order to enable themselves to have lower prices and maintain margins. So I don't think that has changed so much, but I do think that consumers they've become very in tune with value. Value being great quality at an affordable price, and something that I feel good about having done. And pre-recession, I think that it was more about huge portions, and I don't care if I take a bunch of stuff home, and I know I'm going to throw it away anyway. And cost was a concern, but not that big a concern. And discounting was only done in the QSR segment. Now we've seen a lot more attention paid to that.
And how did your relationship with the Susan Komen Foundation start?
That started as an idea for how we were looking for an idea to. We wanted to reconnect with the community. We wanted to reconnect with our consumer base, and we wanted to do it in a very meaningful way. And so we took our time. It wasn't a project we set out. Let's go find a cause. We were was talking one day a couple of years ago and doing a little reading. We were doing a little research, and we said, "Boy, this is a cause. The Susan G. Komen Fight for the Cure is a cause that is clearly very close to our core consumers' hearts and their minds, and La Madeleine should be a part of this. So how best to do that?" And we kind of thought through that internally, and we got a hold of the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and over the course of about 6 or 7 months, we formulated the card for the cause, and we're very proud of that. And this year we will make a very sizable contribution to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and we're looking forward to doing that for many years to come.
And One of the decisions you made was to bring in the founder as a special advisor to La Madeleine. How is that working out?
It's working out great. I think that's one of the smartest things I've done in a long time. His name is Patrick Escaray, and Patrick started this company about 27 years ago. And fortunately for me, Patrick lives in Dallas, very nearby. And as I was kind of working my way through the company during my first year and starting to think about where we might go and how we might get there and what the new La Madeleine might look like, I reached out to Patrick and asked him, would you have lunch with me someday? And I'd just like to kind of really understand the heart and soul of the company and where it came from. What was the DNA of the company? What was the original heartbeat of this company? And he graciously said, sure, I'll talk to you about that. And so we ended up having several lunches together, and which turned into meetings here in the office. And over the course of several months of really understanding Patrick and bringing Patrick kind of back into the fold so we understood what the vision of the company was, we kind of came to the epiphany that, we would probably make great partners, and Patrick, I think, could play a tremendous role in the formulation of the La Madeleine of the future. So we're both really excited about it. We spent a lot of time together, and I like to think it was a great decision.
We've been talking with Phil Costner, COO of La Madeleine. Check out the next part of this series as we explore what it takes to be a leader with guts. For Food Channel Pro, I'm Ellen Codiff.